Hello, this is Daryl at 10-Foot Truck, Good Attitude Services. Today I'm not in the 10-foot truck, but I'm in the cargo van that I rented from U-Haul. And it's actually a really nice cargo. Now, last year I did a trip out to Seattle, 2 years ago. I rented a Ford cargo van from U-Haul. They didn't have the same one, but they gave me a Chevy. This is a 2025 Chevy cargo. It says it's got a 3,200 pound maximum cargo capacity. What I like about it, it's got these are for your straps when you're strapping stuff down here. And another thing is it's flat. This load this rubber mat for loading is great for the grip. It's got some pretty good room in here. I like the cargo space. I think I like the cargo space better in this one than the one previously in the Ford. I can get over here, look at that. See, they have the actual tie downs. I mean, these slats, or what do we call them? These boards where you can tie down your furniture. And then they got the protective metal grate here that separates the driving cab from the cargo, so nothing hits you on there, keeps you safe. Got a nice plastic protector on the doors. There's additional, and then they got these tie downs. I believe this cargo space is a little bit easier to load in here. One thing I want to tell you about this Chevy, this is 2025 Chevy. It feels much more comfortable for me to drive than the Ford. That's just my opinion. I like the way it drives. I like the suspension on this better. I did a 300 mile drive here, and I'm doing 300 miles back. So for long drives, this one works great. Of course, it's a new van, but I do like the cargo space back here. I mean, it's not as much as a 10-foot truck, but I don't need that much space for this type of trip. But I'm enjoying this van. I might consider. I was going to go with a Ford later on if I thought about buying a cargo, but I'm thinking more on lines of the Chevy. I have a GMC box truck, and I'm happy with the motor on that. I think this has a little bit smaller motor, but it drives very nice. And I think this is a pretty adequate cargo space for junk removal if you want, or for moving, hauling things. Pretty decent. Pretty good van. So I just wanted to do a little video on that. I'm going to load it up. Maybe I'll do a video loading, showing you how, one thing when you're loading these vans, you have a limited space. You're not going to be able to stand up in this van very easily, so you kind of have to crouch down. But this mat here gives you a lot of grip, and it's flat surface, so it's fairly easy to get things in and out of the van. And I think it's a pretty good setup. I really do like it. So if you're ever considering a cargo van, hopefully they got the Chevy. The Ford one's good too, but this one just seems a little bit better for driving, at least for me, for my driving, from my experience of driving long distance on the freeway. I like the way this one drove better than the Ford. And maybe it's just the way the chassis is built. I don't know exactly why. It's got a pretty decent suspension. This is a 2025 Chevy. I'm not sure the model, but it's your cargo van. I think it's 9 foot, maybe a little bit longer than 9 foot. But you can put a couch back here. You could put some pretty good sized things in here. It's pretty solid. Anyway, I'll do a little video where I'm just so loaded up, but I just want to do that video just to document this. I remember that I rented this Chevy van and I drove it 300 miles from Spokane to Seattle area, and I'll be driving it back tomorrow. And so far so good. It has a backup camera in it too, so you can see in the mirror when you're backing up. That was pretty cool. But it's pretty decent. It's it's your basic van, but it's I like it. So if I had considered buying a van, I think I might consider buying a Chevy as opposed to the Ford. At least that's kind of what it's looking like. Anyways, Daryl, 10-Foot Truck, Good Attitude Services. Just a little bit talk about the van. There it is. I don't know if this has a tow. Anyway.